Hey everybody, I finally caught a slight moment here before the baby wakes up to come and make video. I've been wanting to post for a little bit now, but I have a lot of things that I would like to say, and I think the post will be just extremely long, so I decided just to make a video. So, for those that may not know, my little lady made her dramatic way into the world, her entrance, and she came on 9/11. Go figure. But she wasn't due until October 23rd, so she was 6 weeks early. And this by far has been one of the most traumatic experiences I've ever had up until this point. And I've probably have encountered a few things in my lifetime, and this probably takes the cake. It takes the cake because um, it's past not being planned. I'm definitely someone that likes to plan ahead and know what's going to happen ahead of time, and you can't really necessarily do that in pregnancy because the baby can come at any moment, especially when you get to the latter end of your pregnancy. But this was unexpected because you know I had been fine throughout my pregnancy. Beforehand, I, had high blood pressure, but through the pregnancy, my blood pressure was regulated and I didn't even have to take medication. So I was really proud of that. And I thought everything was fine until on 9/9, my blood pressure got to a point of being 170 over 119. Yeah. And I couldn't get my blood pressure to go down. I get to the hospital, they're trying to monitor it and get it to go down. It still didn't go down. It got to a point to where they're saying it's preeclampsia. And so at that point, they're saying, we need to take your daughter at 34 weeks, which that was a Thursday. It would have been that Saturday. And the emotional roller coaster in that very small space and time, I can't even really explain to you. I know at that point, I couldn't even really breathe. I guess I was having maybe panic attacks because I go from taking some Tylenol, looking at the monitors, to now it's 5 nurses coming in here and they're like, oh, we need to take your baby and we need to put you on this magnesium. So you're not going to be able to move. You're not going to be able to eat until the day, until you give birth. And, if she can't come, regularly, you're going to have a C-section, which I was trying to avoid. My, oldest daughter was born vaginally, and that's what I was looking to have. Like she was full term. I didn't have any issues with her. And now you're telling me all this stuff and they're just throwing it at us, and I couldn't even have a second to process everything. So thank God for my husband being there, and they were about to be all of East Cleveland. You hear me? It was like, yo, fall back. Like, give her a chance to breathe for a second. Y'all talking about her blood pressure not going down. Well, this is not helping it. So, pause. Shout out to my husband because I'm not sure how I would have gotten through this if he wasn't there. Like, not only did he hold it down between going back and forth to the hospital with my oldest baby, making sure, getting her back and forth to school, making sure homework done, making sure they eat, being there for me, trying to be there while she was born, all of this stuff. Just being an emotional support and continuing to be consistent in making me feel safe with him, and knowing that if I'm not mentally able to make a good decision, that he was going to make the best decision on our behalf, and he did that. So shout out to him, and all dads that are involved and there for the kids and their woman, because I definitely seen that sometimes they treat dads like second-class citizens. I'm not really sure why that is. But yeah, shout out to all the dads and the men that's there trying to be involved with their kids from start to finish. And yeah, you involved ones, okay, definitely don't get enough credit. But back to the story. So, you know, at that point now they're pumping me with all of this medicine, and I'm still confused because I'm like, how do I go from being fine to now they're gonna take her? And now I can't move, I can't eat, you know. My husband, he's literally running around trying to get everything together because, you know, she's 6 weeks early. Like, we have some things for her. We were supposed to have a baby shower the 18th. Well, of course, that was canceled. And we don't have no babies. Like, we're literally don't have everything, or everything's not put together. And he's trying to do all of this stuff while still working. It was just crazy. And I'm not a person of a lot of emotions, but I tell you what, I've had the hugest emotional roller coaster I've ever had in my life, because I was mad because I don't understand what happened. I was doing good. Now they're going to take my baby. And now it gets to the day that she's supposed to be born. I said, well, you know, they're going to try to induce me. Well, no, she's breech. So they said, we're going to try to do something to try to turn her manually. But if she doesn't turn, we're going to have to do a C-section. Well, that was, the epidural didn't take fully. I only numbed a little bit enough for them to do the version of trying to manually turn her, which I didn't feel all of it completely, but it was, imagine 2-3 nurses slamming down on your stomach and literally going like this to turn your baby. That didn't work. So now they're telling me they're going to have to do a C-section. Oh, but the problem is the epidural starting to wear off, because now I can feel my toes. So now they're going to put me to sleep. So I wake up at some point. I'm not really sure when, and baby's gone. My baby is gone. I didn't get to kiss her or hold her on my chest. At least I don't think I did. I didn't get to hear her cry. None of that stuff. And I'm just sitting here like, I'm still confused, because I'm still trying to get through the fact of, you're telling her you're going to have to take her from me, and now she's gone. And now I'm in physical pain. I've never had any sort of surgery ever. And now I'm in physical pain. And my God, like, I've never felt physical pain in that capacity like that. Even with having a baby prior to, like, it wasn't like this at all. And so my baby's in the NICU. My big baby's at home. She's holding it down, trying to still go to school, still function normally, because now she ain't never seen her mama down like this. And now the other person she has to depend on is going back and forth. And I'm trying to hold myself together here. And I'm not doing a good job. When I say I haven't been okay, I have not been okay. And that is a huge thing for me to say, that I have not been okay. Because how do you stop and process a situation when life still goes on? Life still continues. But now we're here. And we're 4 weeks later. And I must say that I'm still thankful to God for keeping us. That she was in the NICU for 2 weeks, and that was pretty painful to experience, because I can't even walk down to the NICU by myself to go see her when I wanted to see her. I had to wait for somebody to wheel me down there. Or some days I was just in so much pain where I can't even really get up out of the bed to even get in a wheelchair to go. But we got through it. Even through all the panic attacks and anxiety attacks, all of the mental breakdowns, and my God, have I had a mental breakdown probably every other day since then. God has still kept us. And she's okay. She's good, actually. She's been home for a couple of weeks, and, you know, we're adjusting to life with her now. And we're okay. We're good. But I said all that to say this. I shouted out my husband, but I wanted to shout out the people who were really there for us. And this may sound shady, and if you feel some type of way, oh well. But I really appreciate, you know, my mom and dad, you know, they came down even when the baby wasn't here, and you know, my dad cooked for us, and my mom helped get the rest of the baby's room together, and, you know, cooked for us too, and, you know, just helped. And they didn't have to, you know, we don't have any family here at all, and they came down just to do that much. And the people who reached out to us and say, hey, can I buy you dinner? Hey, can I buy you lunch? Hey, what the baby need? Y'all need diapers? I appreciate you. And when I say I appreciate you, like, I can't even really form into words how much I appreciate you, because let me just be brutally transparent here. You know, sometimes it feels like, you know, the strong people, the people that most people depend on, are the ones that often get looked over when they're in a time of need. If you're not making it known clearly, hey, help me, I need help, you know, people tend to bypass you. And it's been very clear and evident through our experience that people are who they are. And I can't dwell on the people that really haven't been in our corner. But I can take the time and express my gratitude to those that have been in our corner, because it's very much appreciated. I appreciate the people that listen to me cry, that listen to me have a meltdown literally every other day, and let it be okay that I'm not okay. Because again, the strong friend, the strong one, never has a chance just to be not okay. And I appreciate those that told me it was okay, that said take your time, to say pace yourself, to say, hey, listen, just be. Don't worry about nothing else, just be. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate those that reached out to my husband while he was going through his own situation. I appreciate you. You never know, like, we're pretty private people, but this right here, I feel like I'm rambling now. I appreciate you. Those with an encouraging word, those that dropped off gifts, you know, especially since we couldn't have our baby shower, I appreciate you. And to the ones that haven't been there, to the ones that just kind of looked over and bypassed us, and you probably think we all right, you probably think we good, whatever, I appreciate you too. I appreciate that you've showed your true colors and things are now crystal clear. And if it sounds like I'm being shady, please take it as such, because I mean exactly what I say. So, through all of this, God is still good. God will always send you the people who you need in your life to help you. Even when you don't have the strength enough or the mind enough to ask, because, you know, people like to say, well, let me know if you need anything. That's cute, that's nice, but to be honest, my mind has been in such a whirlwind. I'm just trying to be okay today, less alone trying to figure out what I need or to let you know. So for the people that thought enough for me to meet a need for me without me having to think, without Lindell having to think, thank you. Thank you. Well, this got a little longer than I intended, but just keep praying for us. It's been quite a journey. And when I do say pray, like, if God knows your name, like, don't we really do need prayer. Like, so if you know Jesus for real and your prayer's gonna get higher than the ceiling, please pray for us, because it's been hard. It's been challenging. But we're good. We're okay. We're still standing. But it's been difficult. And that's probably the most challenging thing for both of us to say publicly. But thank you to everybody. Okay. Bye.